Good evening, monstrosities. It is I, Matt, your host, and tonight is a very special live stream. We are once again joined by the one and only, the author of Behind the Kaiju Curtain, Mr. Norman C. England. What is going on, my friend?
You turned me on too soon. I wanted to take a sleeping position to show
Okay,
you how.
okay, hold on. We'll redo it. We'll redo it. Okay. Anyways, let's say hi to everybody real quick in the chat. We got Hannah Ray. Good to see you. It's been 2 minutes. Actually, more than 2 minutes, I guess. I don't know where that came from. Good to see you, Hannah. Isabella, what's going on? We got Paul Tackett in the chat. How you doing? Kim, how you doing? Can't stay long, but just wanted to pop in and say hi. Hello. Doomzilla, Titan Goji, Vapor Dreams. Yes, and Superior Cyber Godzilla. Okay, let's see if Norman's awake from his nap yet.
Yeah, I'm here.
I thought you said you were going to go in the sleeping position. I was like...
No, and then, I don't know, whatever. Let's just move on.
How you doing, man?
Okay. I mean, it's Monday morning here, and you know me as a freelance writer, 11:30, is still morning for me. So that's why I got my coffee here. But I did shower for the occasion.
I'm glad. Just a little bit of inside baseball for those at home. Every time I have a video chat with Norman, there's a running thing. And sorry, Norm, I'm just going to share this because it's true. It's like we could be like 15 minutes, an hour into our conversation. You're like, I haven't even showered today. And it's like as if we're sitting there and the odor, the aroma is just invading the room. So whenever I see him now, I'm like, geez, Norman, have you even showered today? So,
odorama, odor vision.
Yes, I'm glad you at least, primped up, I should say, for today's occasion, because you actually got some cool stuff for us.
Well, today I wanted to go over. I went 2.5 weeks ago. I hit the Tokusatsu DNA show over at Tokyo Tower, really and cool. Actually I went yesterday because they switched it out and it was Gamera.
That's awesome.
That's a tale for another live stream. But the Godzilla one was fun. It's put on by Yuji Nishimura, of M1 toy fame.
Yeah.
And he's got one of the biggest collections. So he puts these Tokusatsu DNA shows on. I've been to them before in different venues and stuff, but they're usually held outside of Tokyo because of just I guess it's expensive to do, get the rental space going for weeks or so I mean there was one,
but not to interrupt you, but this is worth the interruption. Say hi to Ed.
What's
up, Ed?
I knew he would be lurking, so that's good.
Thank you so much for stopping by, Ed. It is always
Ed is my most awesome friend, so I'm always happy when Ed is in the house, so
definitely.
But and Ed has been to more of the DNA stuff than I have because he travels to, not recently, but he travels to Tokyo on business, and he can get those JR rail passes, which enable you to ride the Shinkansen not for free, but it's pay one price and there you go, but that's only open to people who live outside Japan. So I'm not eligible because even though I am a foreigner, I'm a resident of Japan, so I can't get those. And I have a funny story. I was like walking in Shinjuku. Me, I got stories. I'm walking through Shinjuku one day, and I look on the ground, and there is a JR pass.
I remember you telling me about
it. I open the thing up. It started the day before and was good for 2 weeks. I look online. That thing is like $500 for that thing. And I'm like, of course, it's illegal to use it, but no one ever, like Ed, when Ed uses those things, this is Ed, like walking through the terminal, and no one says anything. They just see it and they're like, fine, whatever. So, no, I mean, I was really like, what do I do? So I looked up the person on Facebook, couldn't find them. And then the next day I went down to the JR office and I turned it in. I mean, I don't even know if the person ever recovered it, but I hope they did. That must have been to be on vacation, spend all that money for that thing, and to lose it, So, I mean, that's a good thing. And also, Japanese culture kind of keeps you sort of honest. Like, as a New Yorker, we have like this unspoken rule, which is if it isn't nailed down, you're entitled to take it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But I mean, I can't tell you until I like got a system for not losing my wallet, how many times I lost my wallet and recovered it. Or I was in Osaka, I was on the train once. I went home and I like stepped off the train. I was like, oh crap, I left my camera on the seat. You know, then I took the next train, and the next stop was the last stop. And I went to the thing, and the guy's like, yeah, we got your camera right here. It's like, oh man. Another time I left the camera in a telephone booth when we used to have those, and I recovered it. You know, it was turned into the police. And even like my wallet leaving it at a bookstore, and it was like, so I think of all of those times, and I'm like, you know, that's a kind of cultural head here, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, and I have to say, that's when also what's good is when you have a citizenry that is not affluent, but people have enough that they don't feel the need to have to steal, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm a big fan of social services, you know, and things like that, because I mean that, yeah, people don't, you know what I mean? If they don't need it, they're going to do the right thing. But if they're desperate, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so, but anyway, that was, then so Ed has been able to go to all these awesome DNA shows outside of Tokyo. And the last one I went to was, I think in 2019, they had one relatively close, and that was bigger than this one. Because this is, you know, have you been to Tokyo Tower?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's pretty small.
It is pretty small. Yeah.
I mean,
really.
I mean, when it was built in the 1960s, it was, you know, one of the tallest buildings here. Now it's like, that thing's like dwarfed by everything now. You know, that's why they built the Sky Tree, you know, because Tokyo Tower was like the antenna. And when we were still using like TV reception, it was getting pretty bad, you know, like 20 years ago, because it's getting blocked by taller buildings and stuff. So they built the Sky Tree, you know, and which I still haven't been up on top of.
Really?
Yeah, I've only been up on Tokyo Tower once, and that was, I went with Kaneko and his family when he was writing the story for GMK. And I remember, I don't know why we went, but we went, and Kaneko was such a drag that day. And what it was he was so engrossed with trying to deal with a story of GMK. So like I had these photos of him, and everyone is like this, you know, like this frown on his face. I'm like, and we went up, and his son Suzuyuki, he's in my book a lot, but we're going up, and like always in Japan, they do this thing, like you got the goal, then they'll always have a middle spot, and you got to pay a price to get here, and then you got to pay another price to get up here.
Yeah.
They do that all the time. It drives me crazy. But anyway, when we went up to the top, and you're on this little rinky-dink elevator going up, and Suzuyuki's like shaking the whole thing. It's like banging around. I'm like, stop that. Because we're like, I mean, I don't like heights.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't. I don't like heights. But yeah, that was kind of scary. That was my only time to go up there. And I haven't been in the area in, boy, years and years, because it's kind of, it's in an area that I don't really have any, like, there's nothing to do if you're not, you know, your office isn't over there or something like that. So, but anyway, I thought today we would, I'm going to turn on the comments so I can see. Anyway, thanks for people who have joined us. That's very cool.
And it was in Japan in terms of losing the, or I'm sorry, losing something and then having it turned back in, I believe.
Yeah, so Ed knows. Ed knows. I mean, Ed's been coming here longer than I have, so I'm trying to make it so people know Ed's older than me. There are people who are older than me in this world, you know. So I see Hannah Ray asks, what is a DNA show? And a DNA show, yes. So what that is these are prop collections, you know, props that have been used in films. And Yuji, you know, who releases wonderful toys. I'm sure collectors all know his stuff in M1. He has, you know, he lives up by Fukushima. You got to take the Shinkansen. I've been to his place with Ed, and he owns buildings, and they're, you know, for his factory stuff, for his home, and he's got people give him stuff. You know, he's got the Mechagodzilla 2 suit. You know, he's got Gamera suits. He's got, you know, like me and Ed were over there. He's got the head of King Kong from King Kong Escapes.
Are you
So
serious?
we're you know, the one where I guess the lip
Yes,
was really
yeah.
weird, you know. So we were like screwing around with it at his house. We came back, and Ed had brought me on that trip the Blu-ray for King Kong Escapes. And we're like, we're gonna watch it. We're watching. We just saw you today. You know, you just got, and people give him stuff because he's got the space to keep it.
Yeah.
You know, it's also he's got stuff because, you know, the studios used to throw this stuff out when they didn't think it had any like value, you know. So it's kind of like, yeah, I mean, he's got incredible stuff. And these shows are mostly made up of his stuff. But yeah, he owns an oxygen destroyer. There are 2 of them. So Toho has the bad one with a crack in it. So if you ever see it with the crack on the glass, that's Toho's. And Yuji's is the one that's like in the best condition. So, I mean, I've been looking at Yuji's oxygen destroyer for like the past, since I've been in Japan for events. I always see it, you know. So it was at this show too. So that's what this show is. I mean, when they say like Tokusatsu, you know, is special effects. So it's like the DNA of special effects, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, it's basically, you know, you go to these things and you get to look at props and see what the real things, you know, look like. So this one, sometimes they don't let you take photos. Other times they do. They let us take photos on this one. So that's why I've got a bunch of photos. Like I did another one. Me and Ed Holland went to one in Ikebukuro a few years ago. We were meeting Kawakita there. This is when he was still alive, and they did not allow photos, but we got permission to take photos. You know, so and I think actually that one was made up of props that Toho owns. That wasn't like Yuji's collection. So yeah. I'm not really clear on how it all works, but basically it's fun to go to these things because you get to look at cool stuff. You know, you get to see what they call, you know, the DNA of Tokusatsu, you know, the heart of the thing. And so this one is Mike, the Toshio Mike, who's the art director for a lot of, you know, the Millennium series, the special effect art director, and for the Heisei Gamera series, and a lot
Sorry
of
to interrupt you, but the second most important person besides Ed is in the room. My wife says, "Only have a second before my next flight, but hi, Norman." So Paige says,
"Okay, have a safe flight, and don't let anybody push you around."
Love you, babe. Have a safe flight.
So yeah, anyway, so like Mike is very involved in this one. On Saturday he did a talk show about because the theme of this one is, I guess, Tokyo Tower, because, you know, Tokyo Tower is in Mothra, Tokyo Tower is destroyed in Gamera. First Gamera, Tokyo Tower is destroyed in Tokyo SOS. You know, so they're trying to keep have a theme. So so the first one was, you know, centered around Godzilla, you know, Godzilla stuff. So anyway, I thought I'd go through photos and kind of, for those of you who can't come out, what is Ed saying down here?
He's adding some context. So he says that SFX DNA is
always, that's what I said. So he's
verifying. So that makes sense. And if anyone's going to know, it's going to be Ed.
Yeah. So that's
oops.
Wait, then no, Paul has a good little line right there. Not that one, the next one.
You have to be on board?
No, I've been wanting to, before COVID was starting, I was like, you know, I know like those, you know, that convention thing in Chicago, those guys come to Japan, and, you know, they do like tours. It's like, I'm the guy who can show you around, you know. I mean, they really don't know locations, you know. They're kind of like, I'm in Japan, this is awesome. Okay, time to go home, you know, type of thing. So, but I've been thinking of offering my services as a tour guide for stuff, but because I like to do it, you know. I mean, I like, you know, me, I like to talk. And when Andres was here, I took him over to Toho. It's very difficult to get into Toho these days, but even walking around Toho, I mean, there's still a lot of things that can be pointed out, even from walking around, you know. And I've seen other guys on YouTube, you know, who I'm going over to Toho, you know, like, and that's it, because they don't really know what happened in different spots. They don't know how Toho's been so downsized, you know, that it's like just a shadow of its former self, you know. I mean, you know, I mean, I think I complained on your show the other day. I was at Toho a couple months ago, and it's like, man, it's really shrunk. You know, I mean, they have all the services, they've got all the best studios in Japan, but it's not that village that it used to be. You know, that's the thing. You know, so they really, they've condensed it, and everything is about the stages. You know, and the stages have all been rebuilt. They're all modernized. I'm sure you're shooting the film, you're inside, is better than it was before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just mean as a sense of community and stuff like that. But
yeah, totally.
But anyway, no, I mean, I like doing those things. So maybe when we really get out of this COVID thing and people start coming back, you know, I might put together a couple little tours of stuff, because I've given you little tours around, you know, and it's fun. We have a good time. I like talking about Godzilla.
Cost me 5,000 yen per trip. You know, it's worth it. It's worth it.
I never charge Matt.
I get the discounted rate.
You do. Sorry, I'm still drinking my coffee. Well, anyway, so why don't we look at these photos? I've got other little photo surprises. So it's not just photos from the show, because I'm going to talk about stuff. So let me share my screen. Okay. And we can get the show on the road. How about that? So you see that okay?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So what it is like, for me, I go to a station called Daimon Station, and then you walk over to Tokyo Tower. Like, there's no station close to Tokyo Tower, so you got to kind of walk a little ways. So I cut my path to get there, I cut through this temple.
I've been there before. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, so I cut through this temple, and let me get my act together here. So and here you're cutting through the temple. And then this is completely unrelated, but this is for anyone who has seen my movie, The Idol. This is where I shot the park scene at Shiba Koen. And I hadn't been here since I shot the film in 2005. So it was like, kind of like, wow, you know, this place has changed. You know, I'm like, what? Well, it's only been like, what is this, 2022? That was 2005 I shot it. But anyway, I took some here. Okay, I want to show this. Okay, you see, this is a photo from my film. I'm doing my own thing for people who've seen my movie. So that's my character, Mayuka. She's walking over. But you see that thing? I'm going back. You see that thing that in the middle?
Yeah.
You know, here it's all grass on the thing. Yep. So they've paved the whole area over. And then this tree is where Ken and I can't remember the characters in my own movie, and Mayuko, they have their encounter there. Here's a frame cap from my film, a very small frame cap, so the quality is not so good. But you see them standing by that tree. It's gotten thicker in the past 15 years. So thank you for indulging me on that.
No, that's so cool.
So I did my own, what do you call, like a location tour of my own film. It was kind of fun. Like, oh wow, I haven't been here since shooting. So
has it really been that long since you've been in that area?
Huh?
Has it really been that long since you were in that area previously? Like,
yeah, I don't have no business over at Daimon Station or anything, and I haven't been to Tokyo Tower in like forever. So, no, I mean, there's really nothing over there that would pull me over to Daimon Station. It's a very nice, lovely area, and actually, in this area, there are a lot of embassies.
Yeah.
So, anyway, here's the real thing, and you go inside, and what is it? I don't know, but it looks kind of grimy. So anyway, no, this is like, yeah, just going into the place. And then I don't know, I guess they're trying to get some little like old time school feeling going on. You can take 5 shots for 500 yen. And then they had this area with some old idols. So I'm more of a fan of 70s and 80s idols than I am today, because they all look kind of, I don't know, not so sparkling, squeaky clean like everybody does these days. You know, They still have a bit of humanity about them. So anyway, and then I don't know, they had this big display with toy guns. You know, so you know, Japanese are always like, we hate guns. We actually like them.
Yeah.
You know, so no, I mean, look at these things. I don't know, they're kind of like, I was like a little mystified by it.
Yeah, it's a little bizarre to say the least.
Yeah. So anyway, going into the show, this is their display thing. So they've got this from Mothra, you know, and I guess this red arrow down here is supposed to be like, you are here, or something like that. But anyway, so you walk down, you go inside, and you're greeted by, you know, all the Godzilla posters. So let me see over here. No, Ed probably has every single poster. He's going to brag in a moment about having everyone. Even like the Millennium posters are over on this wall. Stupidly, I don't have a photo of that. I've got, even though like I was there for all of those, and like, oh, there's a poster, I'll get it later. I didn't get a single poster.
Really?
Like, I don't even have a GMK poster. Like Kaneko got the really big one. I'm like, oh yeah, I should pick one of those up from Toho, you know, because they're just giving them out, and I never did. And now it's like I got to spend like $100 or whatever, you know. I'm not doing it.
You get like a B1 size, man. Those are really nice size posters.
Yeah, and the GMK, the B1 is nice. I have this Destroy All Monsters poster, and I have the Hedorah poster.
That's so cool.
And I've got, actually behind me, I don't have this King Kong. I have the alternate one. But you know, on the re-release of this, in, you know, when they did the Champion Matsuri stuff, and I actually prefer that poster to this one, because that one is like basically the same, but it's photographs of the suits in the same positions.
Yeah. And
I like that one better, but this one's the original, you know. So, and this Hedorah poster is just beautiful. You know, it's just beautiful.
Love those designs.
So anyway, there's some information from them, blah, blah, blah. Then you walk in and they've got this greeting sign up. So you've got, these are people who passed away the past year. So the guy like Yasumaru Nobuyuki, he was I think the second suit maker over at Toho. So I think that's him holding a Jaguar head right over there. And then, of course, everyone knows Akira Takarada. And then this guy, Hirochika Muraishi, he was like an Ultraman director. And then, of course, there's Nakano at the end, who, you know, everybody knows as an incredible special effects director. So, yeah, so these are people... You know, so they have this, like it says on the top, "Arigato gozaimashita," you know, just, you know, thank you for your service kind of thing. So really anyway, cool. You walk in, and this is kind of the path into the place. So I took photos of things up close. So there we've got, what is this thing? I've seen it before. I think it's connected to the Godzilla series or something.
Orthogonal diagonalizer. That's what it's called.
Yeah, but you see, I mean, Yuji's got the good one, man. Yeah. I mean, the Toho one's got this horrible crack through I guess that's glass. I mean, I held it.
That's the original. It's not a redo, right?
Yeah, this is the original. I guess they made 2 of these. So, I mean, usually on films, you'll always have a backup prop. You know, because if you're on set and like some PA drops and breaks it, I mean, you can't. Maybe that's what happened on the first one. You know why it has that crack, but and Ed might know better than me. I mean, one might be a dummy one. I think the one Yuji has is the one that splits open.
Yeah, that's what Ed says. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. See, because I can't see the comments, I can only see.
Oh yeah. No, he says
So,
Toho's does not open, but this one does.
yeah, right. So I do, and that information was imparted on me by Ed decades ago. So all paths lead back to Ed.
I mean, yes, it does.
Right. So anyway, there's that, and you can see my legs, and I went with Alyssa. So I guess that's Alyssa over there, and you can see her because the stupid glass they have up reflects stuff. So there it is again. And this thing over here, this guy over here is from Gigantus, and it's the thing that you see, I guess, in the ice. And Ed can correct me if I'm wrong on these things, and I'm sure he's like eager to do that. But this was actually a penguin toy model that was refurbished to look like Godzilla. Okay. Look at that thing. Wow. So yeah, so that is so cool. I'll put that in my collection, my nothing collection. And this is that, I don't know, I've seen this over. It's like they say it's a roll of film from the original Godzilla. So there it says.
Why didn't they bury that under the statue with the script supposedly? Remember at the Shin Godzilla statue, they're like, there's a 54 script buried underneath this. It's on the plaque.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why would you bury a script there anyway?
I have no idea. I want to know why this isn't buried with it. I'm offended that it's not. So
I don't really know what this writing is all about. The 30. I mean, that's not the whole film. I mean, I don't know, what the deal, but but anyway, it's got the Toho logo. It's from 54, so it's cool. And then they have one of my lopsided photos here, but they've got little descriptions of stuff. What's interesting, what's very different, like when I first came to Japan, started going to these things, like you see a photo like this, they used to not really identify people,
really,
other than say Tsuburaya. Tsuburaya is over here and Honda's over here. I'm sorry, and Tanaka's over here. This is Honda over here. And this is the suit maker. Ed can correct me if I'm wrong. His name is not coming to me right now. Forgive me. But no, I start seeing more and more people are getting, what I want to say is more of the old staffers, not the top guys, are getting recognized more than ever.
It's really good that that's kind of changing, the past couple of years, we've had some biographies come out from some people that were previously just kind of unsung, yet their contributions to the genre was just
right. I mean, it's not like they're getting royalties for their work.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. So no, that's really cool.
Yeah, but I mean, like in the old days, you wouldn't see these. You just see the photo. Photo.
Ed says,
I think that's really
the work of Toshimitsu.
Yeah, Toshimitsu. Thank you. You can see on the kanji right here. So. But anyway, I think that's really actually a push of like Mike, other staffers today who respected these guys, guys that got into this field today who were inspired by the work of these people. And they want to make sure that these people are recognized.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing, with like the Inoue event, for his 100th birthday that, I did a show, a live thing with you about that show a couple months ago. So it's like trying to, these people have not really been recognized before, and that was partly also, the studio, Tsuburaya also, he didn't want people to know it was a man in a suit. So they didn't have Nakajima's name out. They'd find other ways, a Honda would use him on the live action, so he would get his name in. So they were trying, they're trying to keep the mystique about it going. I mean, maybe that was their excuse, but in any case, I mean, so yeah, it's things are changing. So then this thing is I'm continuing on. It's the 85 Godzilla 84, 85 Marquette. And you know what Marquettes are, right?
Yeah.
So Marquettes are, for those who don't know, the thing that they make before they make the suit. Like they'll design it on paper and then they'll, make a marquette to see the suit looks okay. And they'll make, comments. And then from there, they okay, go for it, you know. So, and then here, there you go. It's all that's left of the Godzilla 84 suit.
That's awesome.
Look at those eyes.
I know.
You know? I mean, that's such a weird suit. He looks like he's like, I just woke up. Like Tokyo again, you know. I mean, no, I love 80, 85. I love both versions, the Japanese one, the American one. I saw that on opening night, Times Square.
Did you?
In 85, it was like 20% capacity, but you know, I hadn't seen a Godzilla film in the theater since like 72 or something like that, you know. So it was kind of fun. It was good. There they are again, like that. So, and then this is a cast of the Bialante Godzilla head. So this is not an original thing, but it's just like a casting mold thing painted up. So that's kind of, I mean, it's not a prop thing. It's just, there you go.
Yeah.
You know. And then over here, now this is kind of weird. So this is the marquette for the GMK Godzilla, you know, Kaneko's Godzilla.
Yeah.
So Shinada made this, you know, and then Kaneko approved it, you know, but I know Shinada gave it to Kaneko because here's a photo I took at Kaneko's house of it. So I don't know why there are two of them, or if this one was made after the fact, you know what I mean? Just to have it in the show, you know, and I don't think it's Kaneko's. So anyway, this is over. I took this photo, like, God, maybe like 15 years ago when I was just at Kaneko's house one day, just sitting there. So yeah, but you can see, I mean, it's the same.
Yeah, no, it's
thing. So,
clearly the same mold.
Yeah, so maybe just Shinada made a new one or something.
The paint job definitely looks different. I mean, it could also just be.
Well, it's also, the flash. It's like, and the DNA show, they have a no flash rule. So anyway, there was that. And then there they are together. And then this is the GXM marquette.
Quite the noticeable size difference too on that.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that. I mean, I've held that GMK one in my hand. It's not that big. I mean, it's like, I don't know if can you see me?
I can see you. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I'm only on my screen. I've only got my photo. So they.
Right.
I mean, I guess the GMK is like this big. You know, this tall.
Yeah.
You know, so.
I like that you got Nakajima reflected there.
Yeah, I know. Whatever.
Oh, come on. It was a nice little fun touch.
A tear comes to my eyes. It's like he's in the suit.
He's still in the suit.
That's such a great photo of Nakajima. You know, I mean, everyone. That's a standard shot he would autograph, but it's a really good photo. It's probably the best one of him, you know, in and out of the suit.
That was the sea monster one, right?
Probably. I don't know. Ed would know. Ed knows everything. Okay, and this right here, this is the Tokyo SOS animatronic head that they used.
Cool.
So you can see like the wires on the bottom. Here, I'll like zoom in. You can see like wires on the bottom, and it's kind of rotting away. It was actually bigger. And as a little special treat, here's a photo I took on the set of it. So they lost this bottom part of it. And this is Kitagawa. Tom is actually, what I thought was interesting, like they would do like this for like a head close-up, right? And actually Tom would operate it.
It's interesting.
Which is kind of cool. He's the suit actor and he's operating the animatronic thing, you know?
Right.
So I thought that was awesome that they let him do that. See, so this is him operating and I'm like hovering over his back on that. I've never shown these photos before. So, and this is a photo I took of obviously of the head. I think this is I use this in Fangoria or something. I know I use it in Hobby Japan. So, no, I like this caddish looking Godzilla, you know. Okay, and back to this. This is Final Wars. Not really sure what it is, but it's like a head cast, I guess, of the because look at the bottom. I mean, this isn't I can't really read that, but I mean this is probably a casting of the suit mold. because they do that. I mean, the heads, yeah. So they made this from a mold.
That's cool.
And there they are, just
Love
together. Yeah, I actually prefer the Tokyo SOS and the Mechagodzilla look over the Final Wars look.
Yeah, it's the Tezuka movies are. I gotta rewatch them. Every time I try to rewatch them, it's hard. But the designs and the special effects are pretty good.
Right. I just don't like the thin jaw under the thing. I mean, I understand what Wakasa was doing, that he was trying to make like the lightest suit ever to make it more agile.
Yeah.
You know, because the Tokyo SOS ones, the Tezuka ones, were, I don't want to say they were heavy, you know, but they were heavier than these. So I mean, I guess it was like the director's, you know, he wanted, I guess, Godzilla to be a little more active, agile, you know, action oriented. So it wasn't that kind of like plodding Godzilla. It's like having like stumbling zombies and running zombies. You know? Right. I prefer the stumbling zombies over running zombies. So the Final Wars Godzilla is like a running zombie. So I don't know. Anyway, this is looking back, you know, just turning around. Then here you go. Yuji owns this. Is I mean, I love this thing. You know, it's the Mechagodzilla 2 interior head. You know, but I mean, look at these guys. I mean,
you had on one of these chats in the past, you had pictures of this, and we were marveling at this very same thing.
I mean, this is just like the crap you throw out from a model kit.
That's exactly what it is. But they implement it so nicely.
No, I mean, man, it takes balls to do something like that, you know? But I mean, that's what I you know, you learn when you work on movies and stuff, you know? Yeah, like I mentioned before the chat, I've been watching I watched a couple episodes of a Batman from the 1960s. And yeah, you know, now I can see on my TV when it's a stuntman, you know? But back then you couldn't see because your TV, I mean, I had a black and white 19-inch TV, black and white, until like 1971. It was awful. You know, I had to grow up with a black and white TV, but man, you couldn't see that kind of detail. And they knew it. You know, when they made those things, they know no one would be able to see. They weren't anticipating, you know, 60-inch monitors in high definition.
16K television.
You know, so I mean, that's kind of like, they knew no one's going to notice that kind of thing. You know, the cuts are quick. So, and that's the thing, that I learned on the set. I mean, and filmmakers with experience, they know when they need the detail and when they don't need the detail.
Yeah.
You know, and it's all about managing your time. You know, so it's like, don't put unnecessary detail when it's not going to, you know, save that time for a more important shot. So, but I just think it's so cool that they would do something like that, you know, so funky, but it looks so great on screen.
I agree.
You know?
I agree. I mean, when you really look at it, then you can, you know, I don't know, kind of pick out the details, but as a whole, just taking it all in, I think it really adds to the aesthetic.
Yeah. I don't know what's inside of that thing, but anyway. And then here it is, as it says there, foot of Mechagodzilla 2 original.
Well, that is like a holy grail artifact that I've been wanting to see my entire fan life, and now I can just die a fan and just get
I don't think I've actually seen this before.
Is this the first time for you seeing this?
I think I'm pretty sure. I mean, I was asking him the other day for details on this. Yeah, I think they were going for, because like the Godzilla suits, like the foot is attached.
Yeah.
You know, so I think they were trying something different on it. But actually, when I think about it, I should have put up some photos. Yeah, in Tezuka's Mechagodzilla, the suit actor's feet came off.
Okay.
On that one, if I remember correctly. I mean, I have photos somewhere, but there you go. Look at the detail. Wow.
That is
pretty. What it smells like.
Yeah. I wonder what it smells like.
That's what I really want to know. I don't forget. It was a stupid comment. We're moving on. Okay. And then they have, I don't know, they had like storyboard stuff from back then, you know, and Nakano up here doing his thing. I love bell bottoms. My mom used to make me wear bell bottoms, and I hated them back then, even though it was like everyone was wearing them. I was like, this is so stupid. Why do I have a big flare on the bottom of my feet here? Corduroy bell bottoms. Damn. So
wow. I don't know if I've seen that before in your photos previously.
No, I don't think I have. You know, this is that thing that the black hole aliens were trying to like their holy grail thing.
Statue. Yeah. Huh? I don't know if Laura is here tonight, but that's like she would freaking love this.
This would actually be a pretty cool kit.
Yeah.
Or not a kit, but I mean, it would be something that you could have and put on your shelf, and it wouldn't look like a toy. You know what I mean? It would look like, oh, this is something from Japanese culture. You know, it looks like something like that. So yeah, someone should make this and sell it like this, and it doesn't necessarily look like another vinyl figure, you know, if that makes any sense.
I'd buy it. I love Caesar. I love Mechagodzilla 74. It's one of my favorites.
And this is how all three were sitting out together.
So. I'll take the statue. Ed can have the head and you can have the foot. How's that? And that way you can really smell what it's, take in what it smells like. And
I don't know. I if I had a choice here, Ed can get the foot, I'll get the head, and you can get the Caesar.
Okay.
Okay, and there's the Mechagodzilla 2 suit that Yuji has, and this is, I think it's actually, they've done some work because the hands were new.
Okay.
And I don't know, Ed might be, if Ed is still around, he might be able to verify that, because these hands, you know, I don't know if in the past they were like that, but they were like brand spanking new. So I don't, maybe they've done some restoration work on it recently. So I don't know. It was a little, you know, but this is, I think, me and Ed could also verify this. I think this is the only remaining Showa suit.
Freaking gorgeous. And I know this is a very fanboy question, but I don't think I've ever asked you. Do you have a favorite Mechagodzilla design suit-wise? Because, I mean, I know you've worked around the Kiryu ones.
Yeah, I'd say the original is my favorite. You know, same. I mean, Kiryu is okay. It's a little busy.
Yeah.
And the Heisei one, I don't know, it's too smooth.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't dislike it, you know, but I don't know. I think this one is like the coolest looking one.
Ed says that it looks restored.
Okay, right. Ed, have you seen it with these hands before? Or am I just noticing it now? We ask the master.
Thing's so cool looking. That makes itself like that goes around quite a bit, right? To different exhibitions and stuff. That was at the Anno one too, right?
Yeah, it's this one. I have seen this, and I've seen it over at Yuji's place. You know, he just got it he keeps it in a room. Like, damn, I want a room with a Mechagodzilla 2 original suit in it. You know,
Ed says it looks new.
Okay, yeah, I'd have to look at old photos, but I'm kind of curious because I never really thought like, oh, damn, those hands are falling apart, that they would want to restore it, you know, but
yeah,
I don't know. Anyway, there's a little like closer up shot here. So
God, it's gorgeous.
Look at that nose, you know.
I know.
I mean, who designed something like that? It's cool. You know, missiles in the mouth. I mean, this is like, that's what I liked about being a kid back then, is like, no one really knew the limitations of science. And so there was like this idea, there's more imagination because you didn't know if it could actually, you know, there's no evidence that it wouldn't work.
Right.
You know, now we know more about like the limitations of mechanics and things like that, you know, using computers. So people are a little more skeptical. But back then it was like, if it looks cool, it's fine. And the audience would buy it.
Ed adds that he thinks the head is from Mechagodzilla 1 and not actually the head from Mechagodzilla 2.
Okay, well, Ed would know. So there you go. Really, that's kind of cool. So this is kind of like it's like a Frankenstein Mechagodzilla. That's
You can almost
cool.
tell the coloration of the head compared to the rest of the body. If I'm not mistaken, I think both had different paint jobs. Mechagodzilla 1 actually had a rainbow sheen to it.
Right.
And
Well,
then,
that's the thing. When I was at this, and me and Alyssa are looking, I was like, man, that because it's more obvious in person that the paint jobs are different colors, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to look at old photos because I don't remember it being that mismatched before.
yeah, and the Terra Mechagodzilla one was more blue and gray, I think, if I remember.
Right. Okay, so there we go.
Your favorite.
My favorite, Little Godzilla. Right? I'm always confused by all this stupid baby.
Yeah, I think it's Baby Little than Junior. I think it is.
Yeah. Right. But anyway, mine and Ed's. I should have found some old photos of this thing, but mine and Ed's joke on this thing is like Wakasa uses great material, long-lasting material. This thing has looked pristine until recently, and you can see like the hands are finally starting to deteriorate.
Jeez.
But I mean, this thing has been, I mean, that's even like, and I might have mentioned this on a show before. Shinada said to me that, Wakasa he gets his material from the US, from the best companies, and Shinada was like he couldn't afford the stuff that Wakasa affords. So,
wow.
But anyway, yeah, this thing has, of all suits to survive this long.
Somebody somewhere is happy about it. But yeah, that looks amazing. I said somebody somewhere is happy about it, that it's the only one to survive.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, so unfortunately, yeah, the hands are starting to go on it. But now I've seen that thing over at Toho. I have a photo of it. I don't know. It's like I was just walking through, going to Studio 9, Stage 9 one day, and I'm like, there's this like flatbed truck, like a pickup truck.
Yeah.
The back is, is all open and stuff. They had one of the full-size walking destroyer in it.
Really?
And they had the baby Godzilla in it. And like, or this guy, I'm like, so I took a photo. I mean, of course, you take a photo of something like that, But anyway, that was no, and it was still like, I mean, that was 20 years ago. So I mean, this was built. What year was this film? 94.
And like Ed says that there is a painting of Little Godzilla somewhere that is all deteriorated.
Right.
Makes sense.
So yeah, there I took a close-up shot there. Oh,
classic literary reference.
And there's Alyssa being all like geeky and stuff. So okay, and then this thing is the marquette for the in Yurakucho, the old Godzilla statue.
Oh, yeah. I can see that now. Yeah.
Right. So
neat.
Yes.
I said neat.
Neat. Oh, okay. And as a little special treat, here you go. Me with it, with it, right? Okay,
you still have those red glasses.
Me with it. And me with it. And me with it again. Me with it again.
Oh my God.
And here's Ed with it. Okay, I gave you guys so here's Ed with it. So
you got some.
Huh?
I was gonna. Oh no, keep going. Sorry.
No, I was just saying this is another one. This is my friend Trent Haga, who used to work at Trauma Films. So he's been in a lot of trauma movies and other things, and he was out here working on a video game rewrite. He got I guess American distributor was very unhappy with the direction that the Japanese company, it was like this $50 million game or something, and they sent Trent, who's an excellent writer. They sent him out here. They're paying the guy like, I don't know, a fortune to be out here, but no, and we became buddies here, and I think he plays a character in some horror films called Killjoy. I don't know if you know that, but and he released a film called 66 Kill, which is excellent. He directed, but anyway, he's also everyone is a Godzilla fan. So, and I took him to an Inoue exhibition once, and I introduced him to Mike at a show in Machida. So anyway, and there's a little close up of it. and people would put 1 yen coins under the toes there. But now today, it's been removed, and we have this Shin Godzilla thing up there, which is very inaccessible. This is some foreign couple that was taking photos. Look at this guy with his Godzilla shirt.
What a nerd.
Who would wear a Godzilla shirt? What does it say on it? It says Akira. Oh, Taizo Toshimitsu. Yeah, I mean, what is this shirt?
I have no idea.
And it's got to be a Japanese. Gojira is a. Oh yeah, is a portmanteau of the Japanese words. Okay, this is like a Japanese. The English is ridiculous. So, no, I mean the thing that first of all, and I'm going to complain that what was interesting about the other statue, which was made before the Millennium series, it was like an amalgam. It was like it contained elements of all the Godzilla suits up to that point. This is just like, Shin Godzilla was a big hit, we'll just make it about Shin Godzilla. It's like, so they've got what did you say? The script is buried here, but it's not the Shin Godzilla script.
Yeah, no, they said it was, if I'm not mistaken, they said it was the 54 script. And I remember being there with you, with Paige and Andres, and all of us were like, just kind of like baffled, like, what? Why? What? Is it like some kind of time capsule for like when the apes are excavating, Hibiya or whatever, they find that there? They're like, oh, the 54 script, finally. I don't know.
And you can't, like the other statue, you see we got our arm up against it. It was very accessible, and you were like, it was cool. And this thing is like, you can see it from the street up, or you get behind its tail.
Yeah.
No, it's really awkward.
It does light up pretty cool, I guess, and really neat purple lights that come on at night. But
yeah,
I agree with you.
But this whole area is like, you see this this big building over here. Nothing was like that 20 years ago. They've really built up this area. They destroyed the old Toho offices, and now they're, when we met that TJ guy.
Yeah.
That's all the new. That's where I saw Shin Godzilla for the first time a month before it opened up. They have a screening room up there, but the old I had to sign that. It's like the only what do you call those things? You sign that you're not going to tell anybody anything.
NDA.
NDA. I had to sign an NDA when seeing Shin Godzilla, which was really difficult for me to bite my lip on that, but not for good reasons. So. Anyway, and then now, of course, the statue has been moved over into the theater in that building that I was this one over here.
Yeah.
That over there. That they have a Toho theater in there, and now all the sleeping people over. Look at all those people just sleeping. So it goes hand in hand with the statue of that yellow thing. What are those called? I don't know.
I hate the fact that I know this, but it's a minion from Despicable Me.
Okay, yeah, I'm too old for stuff like that now. So, but
anyway. I should be too, but yeah, it's cool.
And then they have, we've been up here together, haven't we?
Oh, plenty of times. Yeah.
Yeah, they have the Toho. You can see Darth Vader masks and stuff over there, and actually, if you can see my cursor circling, you can get a clapboard and a Toho hat. And this is the only place of a Toho theater that I know of in Tokyo that actually sells this stuff, because they don't have it in the Gracery Hotel.
It's true.
Yeah. And but people are taking photos of the thing. I'm glad it's still available,
Yeah.
But that, like I said, the thing I liked about this one is it had elements of all the suits, so the films were all treated equally. And the Shin Godzilla is just like, we had a #1 movie. Okay, so let's just go with that. I just found it trendy.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to the exhibition.
That's cool.
So this is this thing they made, and what were we? Hold on a second. This is from not Mechagodzilla. This is from Mechagodzilla. This is like the half suit on the set.
Isn't that from G2000 right there?
No, I made that mistake and Ed corrected me. And I
Okay.
should know too, because here's a photo I took at Wakasa's after the shooting of Mechagodzilla. Yeah, the GXM, not or GXMG, whatever. So Godzilla against Mechagodzilla, right? Like they're leaning against each other. When Toho told me that title, like this is our official title, I'm like, Godzilla against Mechagodzilla. Well, obviously, a non-native English speaker wrote that title.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, anyway, and then there's me and Wakasa. And this is the thing. He threw on a Mega Nudon on it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and here's some figures. There's the Nakajima one. I think Yuji M1, who does these DNA shows, put that on.
I like
I
that.
don't know, there's a little Godzilla thing down there. I don't know what that is. I noticed that.
Oh, it looks like a Van Presto toy.
Okay, it might be. So and then these things behind it, are the title cards on GMK.
Yeah,
So you've got
that's so neat.
that, and you've got the Godzilla skin. The only thing, I'm going to just quit out of this for 1 second.
Okay.
Because what's confusing about that is I actually have one of those from, like they shot it and it was over at the studio, and Shinada was tossing it out. And I'm like, could I have some of those? He's like, I really shouldn't, but yeah, because you're you, here you go. And so I think some of it might have been restored. That's all I was trying to say, but I don't know 100%. But I know that this was used in the thing, and then you look at the photo there, it's all like...
It does look pretty... I mean, it looks brand new.
Well, it looks like it's complete, But
Yes.
it's not complete because I've got this one right here. I'm holding it hostage. Give me $50. Anyway.
I got $50. You
got $50. So maybe one day. When I have my first heart attack and I need to get money for the hospital. So anyway, that's what that is. And hold on a sec. Okay. Then we have, this is the Godzilla skin thing. They didn't have the Baragon here, so that was kind of weird. And here is our good friend Destroyer, and it's all that's left of the Destroyer outfit.
Wow.
It's pretty neat, though, isn't it?
It's really cool.
I'm sorry, it's a little out of focus. The hands are in focus. Who has teeth up here? I mean, what's the purpose of having teeth up here?
When you're like, it's like a Shin Godzilla thing. I mean, when you're just mutated, and,
or you're just a slob and you just like throw the steak against your
definitely
face.
has not taken a shower in a while. That I can tell. Okay. But no, that's held up very nicely.
Yeah, no, this one, and I've seen this at other shows before, so yeah, it's looking good. And then this is the Ghidra. Oh, I should have pulled it out. Wakasa gave me one of these scales years ago, and I pulled it out of a box the other day, and half of it disintegrated in my hand.
Jesus,
these things, they're very thin. They're very thin. They're very nice. They're very nicely made. You can see them there. So this is from what, Mothra 3. Right? Mothra 2, Mothra 3.
Mothra 3.
I've only seen the Mothra films once, opening night on each one, and I think I fell asleep in each one.
Yeah,
so I definitely need to revisit these. I did try watching Mothra 2 recently, and I think after 15 minutes, I heard some noise and I got distracted in another room, and I came back and I completely forgot to continue watching. That's how not engaged I was with the film. But
sounds about right. Yeah.
But anyway, so that's the right. So then, right. I don't know. It's on an opera box. It says Mothra on that. So yeah. Cool. And then what is this? This is the prehistoric Ghidra.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
It's really neat.
And there's the GMK guy. I know that guy.
One I've seen before. They had that on display at that one exhibition in 2017. Remember, there's a space not too far from Hibiya. We went there in 2019. There was a photo exhibition, but like 2 years before, there was this little thing around the time of the first anime release. You and Ed had just gone there. I remember you telling me that, but I believe they had that there.
Probably. Cool. Oh, wait, that was the thing where they just had the Inoue thing. I did a show on your about that, didn't I? The Tokusatsu, the Ano, and
this was in a department store. This was like it was in a department store on like the 3rd or 5th level or something like that.
Okay. That must be, Ed would know better than me because he's got a better memory. It all blends together in my mind, but that was probably over at Sunshine City.
I don't know. That's in Ikebukuro, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was around Hibiya. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Yeah, no, that was, now I remember. I bumped into Matt Frank there. Me and Ed went there. And we're like, we go in, it was like a weekday, like no one's there. We're in, I hear this really loud American voice. And I'm like, that's got to be Matt Frank. And we turn the corner. He's like, oh my God, Norman, Ed. So, this thing was there. That's right. Now it was very small, tiny show, but they had some like props like this.
Yeah,
so
this was at Yurakucho?
Yurakucho. Yeah, that was the thing. Yeah, no, we went. It was like upstairs on the 10th floor on that thing. It was very tiny. It was just like you walk in, you go straight, you turn, you walk back, you're out.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Now I remember. So, anyway, so this is, I believe they made 3 puppet heads for GMK. So I'm pretty sure this was one of the ones like, and they would get like the ADs, stick their hands in the thing, and then like when, the shot in GMK when in the cave when the 3 heads rise up.
Yes. Yeah.
It's not like a side shot. That is actually, I should have prepared. I have a photo when they were shooting that, but it's like the three and Kikuchi, who went on to be the Mechagodzilla effects director. He was one of the guys holding the 3 heads. Anyway, that's what that is. And then on the bottom, there's a little close-up shot. And that's held up pretty well. 20 years. Very nicely. I can't believe it's been 20 years. And then down there, that's, you know what that is?
Yeah, it's when Godzilla bites down on him.
I know. It's kind of cool.
Is, wow.
And this is a photo I took of it. This is actually in Shinada's workspace in stage 9. And so that's it there, freshly used, hung up. And then next to that is the remote control, radio control for the close-up. It says Apuyo, so the close-up of head for Godzilla.
That's so cool.
And here's a shot I took on set, which I've never shown anyone. And this is Godzilla biting into that piece right there.
That's gorgeous.
Isn't that a good photo? And it's cool. You can see the wires here, which is neat. No, I love this photo. It was fun being there, and I think it's in my book. I'm telling Yamabe, who is Shinada's partner, I'm like, more blood.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
And he's like, I want to. But Kaneko was like, be cool with the bloods. Anyway, so that's that. And then, so this is kind of looking back on this area here.
Yeah. It's so cool. What is that GMK head up there?
Oh, that I have a shot of that somewhere. Those are knockoffs that Shinada made. So they're not really real things. I mean, not like screen used things.
Gotcha.
But that's it's probably like a head casting of the original. Yeah, right. It's very nice. I would love to have it on my wall. And this is
bird plane.
No, it's Varan, and this is the original from the original film. It's Flying Varan, and this has been restored by Haraguchi.
That's cool.
I've seen this before at other events, but
Do you like Varan, the movie?
I've seen the Japanese version, the American version. Okay, the jury's still out. I don't know. I need to rewatch it. I mean, I haven't seen it. I mean, the American one, I think also, I must have seen it as a kid on TV. And then I watched it like 15 years ago. And I think I turned it off in the middle because that, what was it, that American guy, and there's some like Japanese woman. It was just like, shut up. Stop talking. You're killing my brain cells, so. But I mean, I like the suit and everything. I mean, I don't know. I need to revisit this one because my memory on this one, like the Mothra ones, is very lacking. So anyway, and here we go to Rodan, and these things here, these are like originals.
Yeah,
and these are in Yuji's collection. So those are neat. And these are all like head castings of the different Rodans. What do you think of this guy?
Like the design of it?
Yeah.
It's pretty simple. I don't mind it. It's probably my least favorite Rodan design.
So you're saying you prefer the Final Wars one over this?
No, I did not say that. I prefer 56. 56 is my Rodan.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I like that one. I mean, I like the other Showa ones. In this one, I mean, I guess I'd say I don't like it, but I actually really do like it, if that makes any sense at all.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I mean, I think if I was the director, I would reject it. But when I see it in the film, I kind of like how it moves around, and I like those shots on the eye. When that shot when all the tents are down there.
Yes.
And it's just, there's a real beauty behind that. So
that's probably the best part in that movie is his opening scene on the island with attacking the people, and then is a fight with Godzilla there.
It's good stuff. So.
No, really.
Yeah, no, I mean, I like it. It's just like, it's one of these things, like on paper, I don't like it, but in the way it was used, I like it. So that is the other one. I'm confused.
Is that before it's Fire Rodan?
Yeah, right. Fire Rodan. And this is they had another Baragon head that's actually another knockoff. Repro.
Love
but
it.
Looks really good. Yeah, there's a little out of focus shot of that, and this is probably was taken from, as I wrote in my Behind the Kaiju Curtain book, when late in the shoot they brought in this like head version of the thing, which was just gorgeous, an animatronic head. So I have that episode, and Yamabe was really upset at all the love it was getting from the crew. And this is a Space Godzilla, a repro head, so it's not anything original.
It's still really cool.
I mean, what do you think of the Space Godzilla design?
It's definitely interesting. I think this is one of those things where on paper, you look at some of. Oh God, what's the guy's name? Who's the guy that did this book again? It starts with an N. We met him, and I cannot believe I'm spacing on his name. What was Nishikawa? Nishikawa. I'm an idiot. It's Nishikawa.
Nishikawa, right?
I think Nishikawa's designs on paper look fantastic, but then when they're actually kind of like given physical shape. I mean, my problem with Space Godzilla is like the suit itself is just so immobile. It looks cool,
right.
But it's just kind of the limitations of, just the construction of it.
Right.
It kind of like sits there the whole time and just does this. We don't ever see it really walking around.
Right. Well, I have a kind of, I saw Space Godzilla opening night in Japan.
You did?
Great time. Fantastic time. And then I grew to hate Space Godzilla, and now I'm back where I really like the film. So the pendulum swings, on this film. But
I remember when you were rewatching that like not too long ago, you're like, actually, this isn't bad. I actually like this, and it's like,
well, I like the soundtrack on it, even though I don't think it's up to par on Ifukube stuff. But I just like how it's different. You know, it's got this little, yeah, there are things I like. I don't think it's a very good film, you know, but it's okay to like stuff that isn't, you know, good. You know, so,
Norman, it has to be the best ever. What are you talking about?
I know. Well, yeah, don't get me started.
Yeah, sorry.
If I like it, then that means it's good. Welcome to the 21st century social media mentality. So anyway, yeah, no, I mean the film. I gotta find these photos, and he's also in my book. Leo Anzai was kind of like my first nerd friend I made in Japan, and he, you know, he got me work at Hobby Japan and other things, and he's in my book. But he had, you know, it's when I was living in Osaka, and he had gone over to Tokyo, and he went to Toho, and he gave me these photos. I gotta find them. Him standing next to the Space Godzilla suit. It was like, it was still at the studio at the time. The thing is massive. You know, when you see it like that, I gotta scan that photo and share it one day on your show. But yeah, I never saw the full suit of this thing that I can remember.
Yeah.
You know, so and this is another Bialante. This might even just be a kit or something. So anyway, and then there's this thing. You know, I mean, you know, I love Wakasa, but this is definitely, sorry, it's the worst Minya ever.
Minya in general is the worst Minya.
No, don't say that. I love Minya. I love Minya. It's like one of those ugly dogs, and they're so ugly you just want to hug it and kiss it. This thing is like, don't touch me, because it looks like it's contagious, whatever you have, you know. So I know I'm just not into this one. And then here's another one, you know, hats off to Wakasa, uses good material, you know. This
thing, it looks brain spanking new.
It's the new little Godzilla. We're going to be in like 30 years. Is that thing ever going to fall apart when I'm like 90?
So is it because Wakasa's studio is like, for instance, you might not even know this, but you mentioned before that Shinada didn't use materials imported from America because he couldn't afford them. Is because Wakasa and his studio just is like, are they just more?
Well, my speculation, knowing Wakasa, is, you know, he has a lot of pride in his work, and he wants to be considered on an international standard.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And I think he uses the material, because the material isn't like Toho's like, oh, you want to get the best material from America? Oh, we'll give you more money. Said Toho never, you know. So I think Wakasa, partly out of personal pride in his work, you know, he'll spend that extra money from the budget rather than, you know, using it for overhead at the company or something like that. Gotcha. I could be wrong, but that's how I think what's going on. So,
well,
you know, and not to say like Shinada doesn't take pride in his work, but more like, that might be a little more realistic. You know, he's thinking about getting through the he's not thinking like, I mean, the suits look great, you know, during shooting of GMK. By the end of shooting, they were a little ratty.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
But I mean, you look at the film, I think they're constant. The quality is fine. I don't really know, because I'm not a suit maker, you know. And I like both guys, you know. I like Shinada, I like Wakasa. They're both sweethearts.
I think it's just really cool. I mean, that we saw a suit from '94 and then the suit from 2004, and literally they almost look exactly the same, if not just for the hands on the '94 one. You know what I mean? Right.
Even the Godzilla suits. I mean, the GMK suit, I see it, you know, the thing's falling apart like anything. You know, you look at Wakasa's, and those things are like, yeah, you want to do another movie?
Right. No, the craftsmanship. Well, I mean, the craftsmanship on all of them is amazing. But you know, I'm glad that Wakasa did that, so some of these suits, regardless of whether or not we like, say, the Minya suit from Final Wars, can still be enjoyed by, you know, people nearly 20 years later. You know, relatively as new as it looked the day that it arrived on set.
Right.
That's really
this cool. Thing just. We're going to the next photo. I can't take that anymore. So. So this is what the Eternal Mothra from Mothra 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's really nice. That's what I mean. That's the one thing you got to give about the Rebirth of Mothra movies. The special effects were, very colorful.
I'll watch them again.
No, you don't need to watch them again. Just watch the Tokusatsu parts. They're not worth watching.
Right. Well, speaking. Actually, here I got. We're moving on. So I'm going to show you. Like they had this thing up there talking about Tokyo SOS, right?
Yeah.
So here's this photo, right? So this photo was done on press day. Where the press could come in, you get like 100 reporters there. This Tokyo Tower here on the side put into the photo. That wasn't there. And you can see here, I'll show you. These are my photos from press day.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
So, and there's another one from press day, but there is no Tokyo Tower over here.
Yeah.
Plus they didn't even have it. I mean, look how big that thing is.
Yeah.
So I think it's the real thing anyway. So then, and I hear like, okay, then you see, down over here when they were getting ready to blow the thing up. What was interesting about this was it was made out of metal and they could blow it up again and again.
Really?
So this is next to the pool. The pool is over on the left side.
Yeah.
And this is, the pool used to come way out here. That's why the backdrop extends all the way.
Gotcha.
But they had shrunk the pool down a couple times. So anyway, this was like one night in July, whatever that was, 2003. And it was a really fun night. And there's my friend Yuripe. She's in my book too. So she was very fun, part of the art staff. I don't know why I put this photo on, but I just like she got in my way and gave me the peace sign. Like, get out of the way. I'm trying to take photos here, lady. But anyway, they're getting ready. You can see the camera over here, getting ready to shoot the thing. And then this is Tom, Kitagawa, and he was there. He would hang out too to watch stuff, even if Godzilla wasn't in the thing. And he took a lot of photos on set with his crummy Olympus camera. What is it? It's at 1.3 megapixels.
Man,
I have copies of all his photos. He gave me copies of everything, and they're like, yeah, they don't look. I mean, my camera. I mean, by today's standard, I wish I had a better camera back then, but I mean, they didn't exist for digital.
Yeah.
You just got to work with what you have. So this is getting ready to topple it, and this is Tony, who's in my book, too, a bunch. And Tony's been working on Godzilla since the Heisei period. And you can see this is Kume over on the very right side, who is the fire guy. He passed away several years ago. So anyway, and then they're getting ready to shoot the thing, and then kablam.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was fun. And then there it is burning.
That actually looks gorgeous. I mean, I know I don't know, just the photo itself. The amount of artistry.
I think they actually blew it up twice that night,
really?
Which was fun. So yeah, they did. They blew it up twice that night. It was like really cool. It's like, oh, this is like a reusable, because usually, you blow the building up and there you go, you're done. You get it right the first time, but this, they could do it multiple times. So, and here it is in the aftermath.
That's so cool.
This thing was big, they keep it in 9.
I mean, what, 10 feet tall, if more?
Yeah, something. Yeah, it was good. Look good. Anyway, back to the exhibition. And what is this? This is the the Mechagodzilla suit. I get a little confused sometimes, but look at that thing. It looks great. I'm assuming this is a filming suit. So, because then they would make these event suits that really look good.
Yeah, they made a couple of them in the past couple of years. They did make a 2000 one that looks almost exactly like that.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the 60s photos, from event suits, and it's like, it's an event suit.
Yes. Yeah.
No, but the event suit, the technology for event suits has evolved. So, and this is what a rainbow Mothra.
That's pretty gorgeous.
Under a rainbow Mothra.
Is that Mothra Leo?
No, it's the same dude.
Oh, same thing? Sorry. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I said my friend Leo Anzai. he was so proud when they had the Leo Mothra. and me and another friend, Akushitani, we were like, really? Whatever floats your boat, So, and then they had this other section with Mothra stuff in it. So we can look at that. Oh, wait, I got to pull this out. Where is it? Okay.
That's cool.
So this is what is this? This is the, well, here, going around, this is the marquette for the Gmk Mothra.
Wow.
Right. And then this is from Destroy All Monsters.
Really?
And this is the Mothra. It says it right here for the long shot moth. Like, I guess, I don't know. I'm trying to remember. Ed might, maybe the train. You know what I'm talking about? In the train, when they're showing destruction around the world, it might be like a long shot. I don't know, but that's what it says it is. But I don't know. It looks like things dogs leave around.
I was thinking about saying something, but I'm like, no, this is a nice conversation.
We're gonna keep this like family friendly over here.
Right.
And then this is the the egg from '92.
Neat.
The Godzilla versus Mothra.
Yeah.
And what's weird is, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen here for a second, is that I've got, Wakasa gave me this when we were shooting, bringing Godzilla down.
Okay. I see what that is now. I was
he gave, because I was saying to him, we're at his studio and he's got another egg there. And he's like, oh, and I'm like, I love the shading on the thing. It's so beautiful. And then it's actually made out of fiberglass.
That's cool.
Right. So he gives me this thing, he cuts it off, saws this thing off. He gave Ed a piece too, because Ed was there for the shooting. My piece is much nicer. And we finished shooting. I go to take it home with me, and just on his own accord, Nakajima signed it. And I'm like, yeah, thank you for.
So what you're saying is that Ed has the nicer piece now because it's not autographed. It's not.
No, his is also autographed. Like Nakajima's. Maybe Steve got one too. I don't know. I don't remember. But I'm like, Nakajima just went and he like signed everything. So like,
Ed says the fecal matter Mothra was at Fuji.
Oh, okay. Ed would know.
Big long shot, but that makes sense.
Thank you, Ed.
Did he
That's why I keep Ed around. He's an awesome guy.
Yeah,
he's got a mind, a memory like. But anyway, no, I mean now I'm, of course, Mr. Nakajima, the greatest suit actor in the history of suit acting, has signed my piece of Mothra thing. I'm very happy that I've got his autograph on other things. I was not very happy at the time because I wanted to like admire the shading and stuff.
Right.
And it's like you weren't in this Mothra suit, but now I've got a piece of Mothra shell signed by Mr. Godzilla, so. But it's kind of neat. I mean, and yeah, it's like I said, it's fiberglass. So this thing is going to be, you're going to have to bury this with me.
Well, yeah, we're going to erect the huge pyramid, and you're going to be buried with all your stuff.
Okay, let me go back to photos. We're nearing the end, folks, for people who are getting tired of listening to me.
No one ever gets tired of listening to you.
Anyway.
By the way, we had a nice comment here. I just wanted to mention this from Helm of the Anti-Lemon. Not a big GMK fan, but really enjoyed your guys' presentation at G-Fest.
Thank you very much.
So, yes, thank you for coming to that, sir.
Anyway, so those are those three pieces, and we moving on, and we're looking at, these are the Tokyo SOS Mothras.
I love that Infant Island shot. I don't know if it's the matte painting or just a painting of it, but I really enjoy that.
Right. Well, this is I was talking to Ed the other night about this. This is the Mashimakura signed this over here, and it looks like 2019, but that might be when he signed it. And it says the Infant Island, Mothra. I can't read this kanji, but I don't know if that was really used in the thing or painted afterward. It seems kind of smallish to me, but Ed said that sometimes they weren't that big. So I'm not really sure. I'd love to have this on my wall.
I know.
Painting, you know.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah, I could say, you know, hey, you want to check out my etchings? But anyway, so we got these two guys here, and you know, this guy's got hair, and this one doesn't. So they might be male, female. I can't remember. Someone would know. Ed would know. Anyway, yeah, here's other shots of them, and there you can see the hair. And there's a little close-up shot of it. Kind of cute.
I like it.
And this is actually when they were building this. This is over at Toho. I took this photo. So they're working on these things. These are the full-scale ones. Actually, you can see in the background there's some Mechagodzilla stuff going on.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, they hadn't finished these guys. They made several of them, as you can see. There's a butt shot I took.
Actually, if you go back to the photo, that was a butt shot too. There's a lot of butts in there, actually, to the right of the Mothra.
Oh.
Anyways, back to the butt, the single butt.
No, it's a kind of cool. Yeah, you don't see a shot of Mothra's rear, larva Mothra, every day. So there you go. And then there's me looking younger, and with the Mothras with their mouths open. They're about to spray. Awesome. And then outside, so they have these hand puppets, you know, we're also on some of these. So one of the guys is like, yeah, let's go outside and play with the hand puppets of Mothra. So I went outside, and all of this is gone now. This is all highway.
Really?
This is what I was talking about earlier. I mean, all of this is the cafeteria. Can you see my cursor?
Yes. Yeah.
So this is the cafeteria over here. This is Studio 2. You know, and then more over on the left is Studio 1 and 2 there. Those are the originals from the 30s. And yeah, these offices are all gone. I mean, they sold the property. Very saddish. And anyway, so I'm like, and they're shooting live action in one of these, and I'm going around with these, and then all of a sudden the Prime Minister of Japan comes walking by, and I'm like, oh, you know, Akira, come over here and let me. So I'm attacking him with the Mothra puppets.
I'm trying to see
this photo before, but I've used this in magazines. It's kind of funny photo. You know him. I mean, Akira Nako. He's the Prime Minister.
I'm holding up the same photo in the Mothra book. You can't.
Oh, okay, right. I think that's the first time I used that photo.
Is that the first time you used it?
Yeah, I mean, I wrote a piece, the Mothra book. I wrote a piece about my experience on Gmk Mothra and the Tokyo Sos Mothra. So
love that so much.
And then going back, and this one is that armor thing. What is he called?
Armor Mothra.
Oh, there you go. Right. And I was trying to find, I've got photos, you know, at the old Toho, you know, they had those prop sheds, they throw stuff in. And I got photos, and I was looking for, because I know I've got photos of, you know, I just see stuff and take a photo of it, you know, but I couldn't find it. So I'm sorry. And then this is a prototype for the prehistoric Mothra.
Oh, neat.
So yeah, I guess this is not used, but it was like, I guess, an idea. And then they turned those into those lumps of, you know what?
Yeah.
And then, you know what this is next to it?
Batra.
Yes, all that's left of Batra.
I wouldn't have known that had you not go to the next photo.
Stupidly. But this is all that's left of Batra.
Oh man, I love the Batra design.
Batra, I like Batra. I like Batra.
I like Batra too.
I don't like that cutaway to the shot where the girl's like, Kide. I mean, I remember I saw that on opening night here, and I was like, you're kidding me, right? But what are you going to do, you know? No, I like that ending battle scene. Ed was on hand for the shooting.
I know. Ed doesn't know this, but I'm going to message him at some point soon, asking if he wants to come back on to share more stories.
Ed's got stories. Yeah.
What I'm interested in.
And I love this map. You remember this is in the film.
Oh
somewhere.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'll take that.
that's really neat.
And yeah, Yuji, he always brings these out. He's got the Shobijin from, what is this, from Mothra.
It's awesome.
Yeah, with her case. And then they had, as the final thing, they had this setup with Kiryu outfit
Cool.
there. So you could take photos and stuff.
Cool.
And I don't know. I mean, I guess I guess it's an original suit. I wasn't really sure. Didn't really say any, or if it did, I didn't notice where the plaque was. But yeah, I took these photos like that. It was like kind of 20 years ago when I was on the set. So anyway, and then finally, these are casts. These aren't originals, but yeah, I mean, this design's okay. And that's the marquette of it in the background.
Okay, yeah.
That's the marquette. I mean, it's okay. I'm okay with it. You know, and then Mogura, that's also another.
That Mogura one actually looks really nice. I know it's an update one, but you don't really get to see much love for Mogura these days.
Yeah, Mogura's okay. I mean, like I said, I saw Space Godzilla. So, you know, it was good because you can see these things and not be influenced by opinion.
Yeah.
You know, but so you're kind of like, yeah, it's fun when it's just like you deciding if you like it. You deciding if it works for you or not, you know?
I'm going to interrupt you just real quick. First of all, Andres just popped in saying hello. What is up, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Secondly, we just had a $20 donation from Ultracom. What's up, man? He says, always a pleasure to see amazing pieces of history like this. Superb. And then followed up by $5 from Paul Tackett. Thank you very much, Paul, and Ultracom for donations. Paul says, can we get an Ed and Norman double feature, Ed and Norman on the same stream?
I'd say that's a good idea, except I'll probably dominate the conversation.
No,
we should do something. I mean, if Ed's up, I'm always up for something like that.
I mean, that would definitely, I mean, yeah, you're not going to be getting any argument out of me. So, but thank you both for the donations.
Yeah, thank you. Not like I see a penny of it. No, but Matt's show needs support. Matt gives a lot of PR.
I bought your book, 5-6 times now?
My best customer. Anyway, and then what is this thing again? This is like,
I don't know, but I hear he punch.
Yeah. Oops, wait, I hit the wrong button. Yeah, and then you can see the marquette in the background a little better. But this is original head.
No kidding.
Yeah, this is over at Yuji's place. And then the War in Space.
I've actually never seen that one. But wait. That's the War in Space? That's not the Star Wars one, right? War in Space is like 50s.
No, War in Space is 70s.
Okay, so that one is the Star Wars ripoff, the incredibly boring one. Great special effects, but really boring. I don't remember. Ed would know. Which, by the way, Ed says that he would be down to do a stream. So there you go.
Okay, great. So anyway, this is the helmet of the chief alien. There you go. Looks a little Romanesque, if you ask me. You know, yeah, and then these are just ships from the thing. I don't know why suddenly they had War in Space stuff here. These were over at the Inoue. Actually, Ed, if Ed, you don't mind, Ed has one of these.
No,
they gave it to him when he was over there. I was like,
cool.
Damn. So anyway, I think that's me. Yeah.
Oh, and Ed said that the Jet Jaguar was Mecha Jimmy Carter, by the way.
What?
Ed said that Jet Jaguar head that you showed was Mecha Jimmy Carter.
Okay. That's a joke, right?
Moving on.
Now it's gonna hate me. So okay, and then here, this is the last piece.
Mecha Jimmy Carter.
Right.
Yes.
Mecha Jimmy Carter. Oh, okay, I guess I can. You sure it's not Billy Carter?
Or Jack Nicholson?
Yeah, right. There you go. This is the Jet Jaguar, however you want to pronounce it. And actually, it appears, and Ed can confirm this, that there are two of these, because there's one that Haraguchi refurbished, or whatever you call it again. I'm getting tired here. But this one's like really kind of seen better days, you know.
Yeah.
Because this is, you know, this is weird, because look, it's got cracks in the same spot.
Right. Yeah.
Now, you know, I was over this photo. I was over at Haraguchi's for some completely different reason. Oh, I'm wearing my Grudge 2 staff jacket. Whatever. But I threw that out a while ago. No, but I was over at Haraguchi's. He's like, I'm fixing this up. But now looking at this, these are the same pieces.
Well, I remember when we did the Anno exhibition thing, you had shown the Haraguchi picture, because they had, I don't know if it's that exact one, but you said, you're like, oh yeah, I had held this before. But yeah, that is interesting, because the other one, if memory serves, did look like it had been like restored and was
bright. Yeah, restored. I'm sorry, Jesus, I couldn't remember that word. Yeah, it's been restored. So, but look at this. Like, there's nothing on the belt piece.
Yeah,
it's an old phone photo. So there's nothing on the belt. That arrow pointing to his groin. What's that all about? But yeah, that's not on here. But those other spots of, you know, this thing over here and this over here are the same. So I'm a little confused, unless he had both of them at his place and he restored one, and then this one, because look at the arms. Yeah, these are new arms.
Yeah, oh, you can definitely tell that. Yeah.
So anyway, there's that. And now we come into the good section. So I thought I'd show you stuff that was going on there.
Nice goods.
So they've got, I don't know what these are. Oh, these are coin cases. I've never seen those before. Little taggy things, I guess. And then here are these books, you know, the Kishikawa books that they sell at the store.
They're fun.
Yeah, I haven't. Now they keep those things locked tight. They used to have them like an open sample at the Godzilla store. Now they don't. Here's the GMK one. I didn't buy it because I don't know. I found the photos very repetitive, and it wasn't really. It didn't really. I thought my photos are better than this. You know,
the books vary in quality. You know, some of them are just straight up photo books. Other ones have like little bits of trivia and behind the scenes stuff in there. By the way, just want to say real fast, thank you for Raven 236 for, I don't know what this comes from, but he donated 5 in SGD, which I don't know where that's from. That's really cool. Hi, in my opinion, if I had the chance to pilot Mechagodzilla with its freeze cannon, sign me up. LOL. Thanks for sharing the pictures. So thank you for the donation, my friend.
Thank you.
Very much appreciate it.
Here's more stuff. So I hadn't seen these bags before. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Then they've got these laminate. Oh, they had like Gamera ones yesterday. They were like $500 for like laminated posters.
Are they like the size of like Chirashis?
Yeah.
Weird.
But I didn't photograph the price on these. It might be that, but the Gamera ones are like hanging on the wall. It's like, oh, they look really nice, but I mean, $500.
Wait,
disposable. I would have.
Did you say 500 yen or 500,000 yen or 50,000?
500,000, 50,000.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. 55,000. And that time yesterday, I took the photographic evidence. So anyway.
Sorry, at first you had said 500 yen. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of like whatever. Then when you said $500, it's like, wait, what? That's
so.
Fair enough.
And then they had my favorites, the Godzilla shot glasses. So I took a photo of that. I have the Destroy All Monsters one, and I have the Godzilla 2000 one. And I'm thinking, why didn't I get this generic one of Godzilla? And they're cheap, you know?
Yeah.
And I like these things. Oh, and here's more. This one I didn't really like. I mean, I didn't get it. It seemed a little too busy for me. So anyway, and this is yours and Ed's favorite section, but yeah, they got Godzilla, Ghidra, and Rodan on the side. They're so cute.
Do you remember in 2018 you drew that Rodan with the arrow stuck in its belly?
I still have it.
I'm glad you still have it. You put it up on the little kid thing, and
yeah, I put it. You could draw these. Yeah, it was a thing they had. Like you draw this thing, and then they put it up on the big screen, and your thing is flying around. I drew Rodan with an arrow stuck in its chest. And remember the Toho guy?
Yeah,
I told him about that. And you remember that? And he was kind of like, okay,
yeah. There should be. It should be noted there was blood. It was a pretty gory thing. It wasn't just
it was good.
an arrow. No, it's dripping.
Yeah,
blood.
but that's the stuff kids do. Boys do that stuff all the time.
Oh, I just
Yeah, I don't know. I should be an adult about those things. But anyway, here's a Hedra. This one's like $150. I need a Hedra. I don't have a good Hedra. Oh, and here we go. Your favorite American comics.
Yes.
So there you go. Godzilla in Hell, which I've never read. And this is a towel.
Interesting.
A beach towel, and it says only 2 per person. I guess they're flying off the shelf. And here's some other t-shirts I hadn't seen before. It's interesting. Oh, that's that Mothra shot. That I picked up that postcard recently from, and I was talking about it, where we got like all of like a minute and a half, me and the still photographer, to take these photos.
Yeah.
And he just laughed when it was like, not like the old days.
Yeah.
Then we have this Hedra thing. I don't know. And actually, this I kind of liked on the wall here, but these were sold out. I like this one with Mothra.
Yeah.
And I would have bought it because it was like $15 or something like that. But it was sold out. So didn't get that. And then these are Godzilla cookies.
Those are fun. My mom and I actually picked up some of those when we went to Tokyo Tower. It wasn't that specifically, but they had like a Tokyo Tower specific thing. They're fun novelty stuff,
Right. And more cookies. And what's good about they're like what, $10, but what's good about the thing is that like you gotta eat them, or they, though I do have Godzilla related food stuff that's 20 years old. So.
Don't you have like canned meat or something?
Yeah, I have the canned meat. It's right on my. Oh, let me see. I've got the canned meat. I'll show it to you in a second when I'm finished with this. Oh, and then they had this like. It was really weird. This section they had all this like stuff for actual like emergency rescue stuff in connection with this JXSDF thing.
Huh.
So I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this design.
Yeah.
So I've never bought anything related to it. Yeah, see, I mean, they had these like emergency bag things with this. Look at this. This is first aid kit. One daily life, traveling, sporting. I mean, when you're like in an emergency, it's like the box you are holding in your hand, you're trying to figure out, is this a first aid kit? But they've got all, it can't just say first aid. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know, whatever. But anyway, then they had other posters on the wall. And then they had, surprisingly, they didn't sell this poster. I don't mean the signed one, but they didn't have an event poster.
Yeah.
Weird. Excuse me. I talked to, says Mike and other people signed it for the event. I don't know, Bullmark shirts, whatever. This is, I guess, the official stuff. So they had like the mandatory clear file.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, sorry.
Cool.
Is this still on?
Yeah.
Okay. This is kind of neat. And Godzilla wine.
Oh, I'm going to
or Sake, Godzilla Sake, and Godzilla Sake, and then goodbye Tokyo Tower that night. There we go. And that's all, folks.
That's awesome. Cool. Thank you so
And
much.
I was going to show, here it is, my Godzilla meat.
So explain that real quick, like what that exactly is.
This came out on GMK. They had this, like you can see on the side, it's Spam. Basically, it's Spam. You kind of see. So they had it all, and they had these over at Toho, and the PR guy's like, you want one? Yeah, if I'm going to take one, I'm taking Godzilla, you know? So I took it, and I kept this for years as like my emergency food thing. But the expiration date is 2004, October 3rd. So I guess, and you kind of, it's got a key. It's kind of got a key thing going there. Can you see? See the key in there? It's taped on with a silver thing.
Well, you know, if you ever need something like a cyanide pill, I mean, there you go.
There you go. Right. So there you go. 2004.
Wow.
October 3rd. I should have eaten it October 4th.
Tell you, you know what? You should eat it October 4th of this year. You know,
I'll wait for the 20th anniversary of the expiration date. So anyway, that was my hair was a little weird. And then I wanted to show you too. Then I don't know. I pulled this out. This is my movie, The Idol, which I showed you the photos of the location in the beginning. So this is a VHS. I was looking around for the Blu-ray, but all I had handy was the VHS.
Is that the SRS one, or is that another?
I mean, who puts out VHSs other than SRS, you know? And when you go into the DNA thing, they give you an Uchiwa fan.
That's neat.
This is included with the 15 yen, 1,500 yen or 1,800 yen admission price. This is the chirashi for it. And this is the back of it. And there's that PR shot with the
tower,
with the Tokyo Tower inserted in the photo there. And this is the booklet I picked up. This is actually Ed's copy. I picked up one copy for Ed, and they've got, so it's got stuff like this. And this is also that Tokyo Tower is put in that photo because I was there that day for this shoot.
Yeah.
But it didn't have the Tokyo Tower in it. So it's got stuff like this. And then at the ending, it's got like some of the props that were on display there.
Very cool.
Like that. And then for whatever reason, they've got this. So I was there for shooting all of this stuff. It was fun.
Yeah. You've shared photos of you in that set.
In the thing.
Yeah. Yeah, the little cylinder thing.
So that's I'm sorry I couldn't see like any comments throughout this whole thing.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Somebody wanted your opinion of Maggie wanted your opinion of the Kiryu Godzilla suit.
No, it's good. I mean, it's a little busy for me, you know, but I mean, it's more the design I think is good. I don't know if you can see, I've got a model of it. I don't have a lot of toys, but I've got figures, but I've got these things that came out. I've got this one and I've got this one, and this thing has got so many small little pieces, and these things keep falling off on the thing. It drives me crazy.
Is that the Chogokin one?
Huh?
Is that the Chogokin one?
I don't know. I got it a long time ago. Yeah, I mean, it kind of moves around and stuff, but I don't know. I still prefer this. It's just, I don't know. But the design is fine. I think it's more in keeping with, modern sensibility, if that's not an insulting phrase. But no, I mean, it's fine. I just kind of like the simplicity of this one more,
Definitely. So, Andres is asking this, even though I can already answer it. He's asking, which location is more fun for you to visit, Tokyo Tower or Skytree?
I've never been to Skytree.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to answer it for him, but
yeah, I talked about you earlier, Andres, but I guess you weren't.
We were talking crap about Andres.
Yeah.
What? Talking about me? But yeah, no, it looks like just kind of like looking around to see if there's anything else. Lots of people seem to really enjoy this. So again, Norman, thank you for once again taking the time to put all those photos together for one, and then just coming on here and just shooting the proverbial Mothra fecal matter with us, because it's always a lot of fun.
No, I mean, the shows are fun, and yeah, I'd like to do one for the Gamera one, which isn't as detailed as this one. We just had this Heisei Gamera, and that was pretty interesting too. And I went again with Alyssa yesterday, and yeah, we had a good time. What's he saying?
Now he's asking if there was anything at the exhibit that you weren't allowed to photograph. Again, something that you had answered before, and Andres had come in like towards the middle. So
yeah, no, I mean, everything was you could take shots of everything there.
Yeah. So
it was just no flash.
The original 74 Mechagodzilla is the best. Thank you so much for coming on, Norman. It's Maggie. So
no, thank you, Meg. I like your icon photo there.
Yeah, I like that too.
And I'm doing. I just wanted to say this isn't like anyone's going to show up, but I'm doing this thing next month on the 18th, and Kaneko's on, and I'm going to do a talk thing. I'm not big enough to get my photo on the chirashi, but Kaneko's going to do a thing, and then this is Saeki Hinako, who starred in like Eko Eko Azaraku, and she starred in a Kaneko film called like Summer Vacation 1999, which might have been filmed before the Gamera one, and they're going to be on a talk thing, and she's the gondola girl in GMK. She did a little cameo on that. So they're going to talk for like 30 minutes, and then me and Kaneko, I'm going to show set photos. I'm going to try my best to embarrass him with set photos on this. I do have my name down here in this. If I can get my finger right, yeah, over here in the small print. But because I've worked on Kaneko's films outside of so I've got photos of Death Note, Danger Dolls, Crossfire. You name it. So I'm going to try to pull out some, not just kaiju centric, but try to embarrass him and dig up some memories on those and stuff. And then I'm doing a talk about the filmography of George Romero. So no, I like doing these things.
Helm says you should record it and upload it.
They might, it'll all be in Japanese. So yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, when I come on Matt's show, it's more relaxing because I can speak English. And I can be funnier in English. So, but anyway, I guess that if there aren't any other questions or things I didn't miss, I mean, we've been at it 2 hours now. So that's...
Yeah. I just wants to say, when you talked about me, did you at least plug my book?
No, I didn't.
No, it's just a joke. It's just a joke. No, it's
okay.
Go buy Draco's old. Yeah, we say that Andres is like the world's biggest shill because that's all he does. He's always shilling. It's just a joke.
No, it's tough these days because it's like even companies, they put out a book and they don't do advertising like they used to advertise. I mean, these companies are so lazy. Even like book publishers, they're like, well, it's like YouTube, what, you don't have 1 million followers, good luck.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And no, I mean, that's like the glory days. Now it's like Toho with the Mecha or the Gigon thing. We're going to do a Kickstarter to build the suit, and then we're going to sell it. I mean, what is it? I mean, it used to be like the studios would spend the money, they do the advertising, and then they would reap the reward. Now they want the audience to pay, and then they want the filmmakers or the book writers to do all the social media advertising, and then they take the money.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's really like, I don't know. I think in certain ways, it was better back then. There was more like responsibility was shared for different things. But no, it's much more like when Andres has to, I mean, my book too, even like my book, which I'm going to hold up right here, even my book too is, I mean, it's a small publishing company, just a couple people. So, I mean, I'm not really talking about like this level, but even the big stuff, I mean, it's like, if you're Stephen King, it advertises itself basically, but even so, I mean, I've been putting together these advertising books, which I'm going to sell my new one at this event for George Romero Films. And man, I mean, when you go through old newspapers and you really see the PR department were really busting their balls, especially even with indie stuff, to get noticed. And then by the time you get into the 2000s, it's just so generic, and I mean, it's really, all they're trying to do is court people on social media,
It's true.
And
it's all that matters.
Yeah, no,
if you have tens of thousands of followers on anything, especially in this fandom, that's what makes you important. Doesn't matter what amount of talent or actual contributions you give. It's as long as you have those numbers, as long as you're a platform of which they can sell stuff. That's what makes them important.
Yeah, I remember like 15 years ago, I was reading an interview with some writer, and he was saying like, I had a book rejected because the publisher said I didn't have a big enough net presence. It's like, what is that word? What a disgusting word! Like, net presence. Like, okay, the thing, to judge your worth,
Vanity metrics.
I don't really. Sure, I want to sell. I think my book can go beyond the kaiju market. I mean, my book's about Japan. My book's about Japanese filmmaking, and I could have written about different movie sets to describe the same thing, but I wanted to do it about because I've been on other movie sets, not just giant monster movie sets. So I could have equally picked, Japanese horror films. I like genre stuff anyway, so mostly I'm involved with that. I could have picked different film sets that I've worked on, but I wanted to do with the giant monster thing because the potential is there, because there are a lot of fans. But really, I mean, the acrobatics you have to go through and appealing to the Twitter mob mentality sometimes is a little too much, so I don't really, I mean, maybe I could do more, but it's not worth it to me, I mean, I'm working on new stuff. I should be, I'll announce it later, but I hopefully will be coming out with a new book around October. It also has Godzilla Gamma related material in that, but it's got other stuff too, so yeah, but it's really, the burden is on the writer, on the creators to sell their own stuff. You're on your own now. So the good thing is, we can make these things at home. I mean, I can lay out my book in InDesign how I like it, and I can publish it that way. But so there are good things about today too, and I don't want to knock it. I'm not saying we have to go back to how it used to be, but we have lost something. But we've also gained other stuff. So, I mean, I don't know what the answer is, but I do know that it's a little like, why do I got to do this stuff? I like getting on shows. I like getting on your show. I like talking about this stuff. But I mean, really, there you go.
Yeah.
But anyway, Andres is cool. So, he can plug his book. He gets 5 seconds.
We plug his book enough on here. And we also plug this enough, but I'm going to plug it anyways. Everybody, go get.
I got mine.
Yes. If you don't have a copy of this book, you should definitely get a copy. It is the best book written about the genre in the Western world. You're not going to get anything else like it. It's available on Amazon.com and other online retailers. It's amazing. Absolutely go and get it. Norman, again, thank you so much. We will definitely be getting you back on here when you have the time to do the Gamera one, because I think that'd be a lot of fun too. But As always, it's just been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, that'll actually. I'd like to do the Gamma one, but even though I was there yesterday, and these things are only open for like 2 weeks. You know, they're not a long run. But I'm gonna take a week off and run away to Kyoto to my little getaway home in Kyoto. So maybe when I come back from that,
yeah, no,
would be good. And then I have to get ready for this event with Kaneko, which is on Sunday the 18th. So maybe after that we could do, because the Gamma one wasn't as big or detailed as because it's really there's nothing left from the Showa Gamma.
Yeah.
As far as I can tell. You know, I mean, I think they junked everything.
Yeah.
You know? But the Heisei stuff, Yuji has a lot of stuff. So it's all Heisei stuff, you know, that was there. I saw pieces I hadn't seen before, which was kind of neat, you know, but I'd like to do the same since I was there for Gamma 3, you know, I was at Kyoto Station, and then I was at the Daya Studios for some live action and special effects stuff. That's when I met Higuchi the first time back then. A lot of guys that I went on. It's funny, I'm kind of jumping in. It's funny when I look at those old Gamma 3 set photos, like I didn't know anybody then. And now I look at it's like, wait, I know that guy now. I know that guy now. I know that guy now, you know? Oh, damn. You know, I had no clue, you know, at that time. So
that's awesome.
Even on that thing, I didn't expect to get into this world. You know, I looked at my Gamma 3 experience as a one-time thing in my life, you know. And then Godzilla 2000, they announced that, and I was like, I wonder if I could get on that set too, you know.
You little didn't know, you know.
Yeah, and then it just blossomed into, and it's all summed up here.
Yeah.
And you can kill cockroaches with it too.
Yeah, you can. All those nasty Nebula M Space Hunter invaders.
Okay.
Well,
anyway, so let's wrap this up. So
yes, everybody at home, thank you very much for coming in. I would like to just make mention that please check out the channel. Within the week, we have 2 major things dropping. This upcoming Saturday, we will be celebrating the 10-year anniversary of the channel. I don't know quite how the live stream is going to go down. We have giveaways, so that's mostly the big thing here. So free stuff for you guys to get. I will also be dropping a video that has been one of the hardest videos that I have ever put together. It's going to be half an hour long. I just finished the edit today, got to do sound design on it, but you have that to look forward to as well. So back heavy half of August, but it is all good. And once again, Norman, thank you so much for
thanks. And I want to say, I see Maggie wrote over here that yes, Daya went bankrupt and they were bought by Kadokawa. That's why, you know, the films are like Kadokawa things, but you still see, yeah, but like when Gamma 3, when it was shot, it was still Daya. You know, I mean, the company's still there, the catalog's still there, but it's been bought by Kadokawa. I don't know. They talk about that in Tokyo SOS as being Gamera, but I think that's just a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. People, when are we going to get Gamera versus Godzilla? Godzilla versus Gamera? I mean, it's going to be, you know, I mean, neither studio is going to be like, yeah, my guy can be the one that loses.
Yeah.
You know, then so I mean, it's just there's no story there. You know, I mean, there's the idea. It's like, oh, that's so awesome. But I mean, it's almost like King Kong, the new Godzilla versus Kong. I'm sorry, that ending fight was a bore fest for me. You know, I mean, it was boring. It was boring. It was the most boring battle I've ever seen in my entire life because there was no purpose behind the battle. It was just a battle for battle's sake. So great. You know, the fans into wrestling, into this, I mean, they were in their glory on the thing, but it's, I mean, basically, and then have the ambiguous who won and who lost type of thing. You know, everyone says, oh, Godzilla won, but Kong was still standing at the end. You know, I mean, so what are they going to, they're not going to do that with the Gamera versus Godzilla because neither studio's going to say, yeah, let my guy, they're going to be another kind of like, well, this guy, let's let's chalk up the punches, who got the most punches and the most kicks in and the most beams in, and I guess we award them the, you know what I mean? But it's still like, it's not going to be satisfying.
No,
it's not going to be satisfying.
As
So
most character versus films like that, Freddy versus Jason is a lot of fun. I love that movie.
which I actually like that film.
I like that film too, but there's no clear cut winner. It's one of those things where it's like fight one is like, oh, it's Jason, then it's Freddy, and then we don't know because neither one of them can like beat the other one. We got to leave it ambiguous, you know?
Yeah. So I just think that, like, careful what you wish for, it might come true. So I think it's more fun to say, wouldn't it be great if we had Godzilla versus Gamera? And I can enjoy saying that, but I know that if they ever made a film like that, you're not going to, at least I don't think I would be satisfied by any kind of storyline they could come up with.
Yeah.
Unless they're going to do something like the two things merge together into a single massive kaiju thing.
We already got
that. So weird. It would be like hedro weirdness, but that's never going to happen. So,
no.
So anyway, I think that what they did in Tokyo SOS was just sort of them kidding around. You know what I mean? And they talk about it, but it wasn't like no one. Even though I can't say for sure, but I'm sure no one contacted Diet or Kadokawa. I think they were Kadokawa by then. Can we put a dead Gamera in your film? Because it would have been like, click, hello. They're not going to let them do that. So they're going to do. Sometimes, filmmakers do that. They're like, oh, it isn't really this, but in my heart, like the movie Demons. I don't know if you've ever seen Demons. I love Demons. It's Italian. Mario Bava Jr. directed film. Dario Argento produced it. And there's a scene they're locked in this movie theater, and suddenly this helicopter crashes through the top. And this is like, I think Argento and Bava, this is our continuation of the ending of Dawn of the Dead. And it's like, because it's the same kind of Bell Ranger 2 helicopter, yellow and orange type of thing. It's like, in your mind, it is.
Right.
You know what I mean? But in reality, they're just doing it for their own fun. Right. But it's not really like, they didn't call up George Romero or call up Richard Rubenstein, the producer and rights holder of the film, and say, hey, we're going to do this. They made a helicopter, a cheap looking balsa wood helicopter that looks nothing like a real helicopter. And they just dropped it in out of it's awesome. It's just for no reason whatsoever. Some helicopter falls through the ceiling of this movie theater. You know what I mean? Like, well, that came out of nowhere.
Right.
But in any case, I think the Kameba is just another sort of little in-joke thing with that. But I see people talk about that a lot, and that's what I'm talking a lot about, in case people who are listening can pass this information on, that it's just them having a good time. You know what I mean, with the thing. So, okay.
Acno, thank you for the $5. We'll talk. I don't know about that because I forgot, next weekend we also have the Unwind stream as well. So thank you for the $5, Acno. Okay, I am going to officially end this because I got to go check on the dogs and make sure they're okay. But Norman, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Everybody go buy the book. It's amazing. It's the best. And come check out the channel this week, as we got 3 major things happening. So sorry to the Nari. For Godzilla's sake, keep watching Tokusatsu, all that good stuff. See ya!